Let's turn to CNN, of course, a wholly owned unit of Warner Brothers Discovery, confirming Chris Licht is out as the company's chairman and chief executive. That's effective immediately. He steps down after just 1 year, a little over a year in the job. David Zaslav, the CEO of Warner Brothers Discovery, saying the job of leading CNN was never going to be easy, especially at a time of huge disruption and transformation. And he, meaning Mr. Licht, has poured his heart and soul into it. While we know we have work to do as we look to identify a new leader, we have absolute confidence in the team we have in place and will continue to fight for CNN and its world-class journalism. Some reports have EBITDA at CNN going from $1 billion to about $750 million, Jim. It's kind of where you and I think about things. Maybe it was worth 10 times, so you've lost $2.5 billion in value at CNN.
Right. But David Zaslav just informed me, standing by his guidance on cash flow, below 4 times levered by the end of the year. That has been the investment case. I do believe in Mr. Zaslav. I think he can do it. Obviously, linear TV is in the front and center of everything we read. I have Brinker on tonight, which is Chili's. When they want to initiate a campaign, and they are one of the largest in the country, they still go linear.
They still go linear.
And I think that's very important.
The question for Warner Brothers Discovery is their ability to deliver on that free cash flow in the second half of this year, and whether they're going to be successful in doing that, in part to actually lower their leverage ratio to the extent that they say they're going to, and get down to below 4 times. So that's a key for the company. And given the advertising environment, and given, of course, what continues to be an accelerated rate of cord cutting from the bundle, that is still a key question mark. Now, I want to go back to Mr. Licht for a minute, because the changes at CNN really, in some ways, seem to have been initiated from a man who has great influence and somebody that I've been close to for many years and thankfully interview every year. That's John Malone. We did an interview back in, when was it, Kerry? It was 21, right? Where he said this about CNN.
I would like to see CNN evolve back to the kind of journalism that it started with, and actually have journalists, which would be unique and refreshing. I think a coward's way out would be to sell it, or spin it off and then sell it, do it in some tax-efficient way. I do believe that good journalism could have a role in this future portfolio that Discovery Time Warner is going to represent, but I'm just one voice here.
He is just one voice. Remember, he gave up his voting control at Discovery when they did the deal. Didn't get paid a premium for it as well. But the question is, that's a view of the world that may not exist anymore when it comes to these news networks. Thankfully, not our own, because we still have to deal in facts every day because there's money at stake. But they go down their lane, and it's not clear, Jim, that there is that world that Malone may have imagined, and perhaps that Zaslav in part imagined also because of Malone's comments.
I think Zaslav did imagine. Now, the great Ron Chernow, who's one of the greatest, I think, historians of our time.
Love Ron Chernow.
Talked about how Hamilton versus Jefferson, they hate each other. Hamilton actually put out a bogus newspaper every day. So it's not like this is something new in America. However, it is something that has defined Fox as an organization that makes more money. Now, CNN, once again, David Zaslav just reaffirming how strong the franchise is. But, David, I think that there were issues involving a piece in Atlantic this week.
Oh, my God, a 15,000-word piece. I read every word of it.
That was devastating. Yeah. And so Aaron Burnett, our friend Aaron Burnett.
Yes.
Anderson Cooper apparently came out against. These are people whom we all respect in the business.
Can't lose the key people.
No, you can't lose key people.
No.
So, but again, if Mr. Zaslav is right, and I care more about the numbers than anything else,
of course,
then you can stick by the stock.
This is a big media story. Will it have an really impact on the stock? No. The question is much more about whether those linear networks can hang in there long enough, and whether they can really move to true profitability on their streaming product.
And we know that sports works. So if Apple decided, Apple's in MLS, if Apple's decided, you know what, we want the NBA,
the NBA is going to be a big question mark for Warner Brothers Discovery. In fact, a much bigger question mark than the future of CNN, some would argue.